Good morning, this is Robin Beaver on the products SpreadTalk on the 21st of July at 7:50 in the morning London time. And we'll deal with gas oil, heating oil and then RBOB. And gas oil and heating oil, both their structure is looking reasonably stable and look like they're going to push higher. RBOB, neutral, sideways, slight downside pressure. First of all, gas oil. This is the AUGSEP spread and it's doing well. It's bounced off the short-term moving averages 2 days ago, has challenged and hit its minus 150 target, which was valid whilst over the short-term moving averages. Were it to stay over 150, the odds are it will make its way into backwardation and near the 2.75 high from back in December, so a long time ago. The 5-day gap is a little bit wide, so it could get a little bit erratic. Don't be surprised by that, but so long as it stays over the minus 2.25 area, which is the 5 and 8 day moving average, and the 13 actually as well, between 2.25 and 250, it's in good shape and it looks like it wishes to head higher. The stochastic is supportive. The SpreadTalk is not that different. It's making its way now to the minus 6 high, and if it can move and close over minus 6, I would look for a move to minus 3. It's pushing up against resistance, which is exactly what the flat price did. So one wants to be a little bit careful, because if the flat price wobbles, SpreadTalk will probably have a turn as well, i.e. go south. It's all right whilst it's above the 5-day moving average at minus around 7.25. 5-day gap a little bit wide, so don't be surprised by the odd dip. But whilst over minus 6, if it stays at, if it moves over minus 6, look for some more upside. There won't be a winning short in the market if it's over minus 6. SpreadTalk recovered well, very similar to the flat price. Flat price down to the 21-day moving average and rally. SpreadTalk, gas oil down to the 34-day moving average like RBOB and rally. It is in good shape whilst it's over, say, minus 29. And whilst it's over minus 29, it should make its way back to minus 24. 5-day gap a little bit wide, so don't be surprised by a little bit of a pullback, but it's looking steady. It's got a positive stochastic. It should make its way back to minus 24. Now moving on to heating oil structure. It's also looking good. It had a reasonable day yesterday, bouncing off the short-term moving averages. Again, very similar to what the flat price did, which held its 21-day moving average. It's now pushing up to the recent highs, and this comes in around about, let's just get this up, here. If it stays over, if it moves and closes over minus 101, it's got a shoe into minus 73 and potentially higher, but it has got to get over this minus 101 area, which is the recent highs. It must not close below minus 125 where the short-term moving averages come in, otherwise it's going to start looking ragged. It's got a positive stochastic, so it looks like we're going into resistance testing mode today on the heating oil. Same detail for the SpreadTalk. It's got to move and close over minus 384 to give it a target to minus 326. It's holding the short-term moving averages, which all come in around about minus 414 to minus 421. So long as that level holds, it's fine. Failure there, down to the area of the CP at minus 481. In other words, a microcosm of what the flat price did and is doing. Now it's rallying, flat price doing the same. Yesterday's wobble down to the CP was exactly consistent with what the flat price was doing. And the SpreadTalk, more work to do. It's got to get over minus 125 to give it a target to minus 1025 to give it a target to minus 848. That looks like coming under a lot of pressure today, the minus 1025 level. It did exactly what the flat price did yesterday, which is bounce off its good moving averages and rally. This is going to be this SpreadTalk is going to be very flat price sensitive. The stochastic has moved positive. Everything's looking good, but it always does when it's testing resistance, or it wouldn't be there in the first place. It needs to get over minus 1025 to be staging a bit of a breakout to minus 848, and this will be very flat price sensitive, so watch the flat price. Now, RBOB structure is not quite so frisky. The AUGSEP is struggling a bit. It's below the 21-day at 166. And if it were to fail and move below 154, it would have a move to 30-cent move lower to 120 in store for it. Looking a bit vulnerable and may well push a bit lower. And that view is solid whilst we are below the 8-day moving average at 202. And the SpreadTalk If it fails to hold the 55-day at 10.33, it will look for a move down to 8.33. It's struggling. It's failing at the 5-day moving average. It's looking vulnerable, but use that 55-day at 10.33 as a key pivot. And were it to move firmer and move over 10.56, the 5-day moving average, all bets south would be off temporarily. There's no upside whilst it's below all these clustered moving averages above, primarily coming at around 11.30 area. And the red deck is not surprisingly coming under a bit of pressure here. It's faltering, and if it stays below minus 382, the 5-day moving average, it has a target to minus 550. It's got to stay below 382 for that. And meanwhile, the short-term moving averages above are where I would expect selling to emerge. So the RBOB structure on balance is looking a little bit vulnerable. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.